Hey y'all, Shay Monique here. Thank you for coming by my channel, Shay Love Hair. Today we're going to be installing and I'm going to be giving you my first impressions on the Kima Braid Ripple Deep hair. That's this hair here. I'm going to also tell you about my color combination that I have going on and all that good stuff. So if you're new, thank you for coming by and stick around and check with your girl. And then if you are already part of the family, you already know we fixing to go into the intro, bypass on through to the bathroom, install this hair while we listening to some good music. And then I'll come back at the end and I'll give you my first week's thoughts on this hair, first impressions, and the issues I had with installing it, all of that good stuff. So thank you for coming by and I'll see you in a sec.
Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. So juicy. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Juicy. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. So juicy. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Jazzie J, you I-C-Y. Juicy. J, you I-C-Y. Maybe 2 cups of juicy with a half a cup of fly. Mix thick in the hips, slim in the waist, stacked up right with a real cute face. Diva, go get her, home run, hit her, miss game, make tight, then you can't get rid of miss showstopper, miss trunk popper, miss get too close, then she'll break you out, pop, miss Grey Goose, miss she's a juicy star. Juicy ice with a juicy chain. Where you get that, girl? That's a juicy braid. Juicy hips with juicy thighs. Upgrade your order to a juicy size. Juicy like the chicken from KFC. I'm so SOGOOD, cause she juicy. Shay, you I see why. So juicy. Shay, you I see why. She's juicy. Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Juicy. Shay, you I see why. So juicy. Shay, you I see why. She's juicy. Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Juicy, throw it in the bag. I say throw it on the table. Before I wear it, no, I gotta check the label. Calling these boys, let me see some ID. And just because you got product don't mean you got me. Juicy thick chick from head to toe. Wanna go shopping, then I'm down to go. Imitation is the best form of flattery. So I'm charging these frauds like a battery. Don't be mad at me. Money on top like a canopy. And that's okay. And if you wanna see juicy, then I'll lead the way. Juicy, Shay, you I see why. So juicy, Shay, you I see why. She's juicy, Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Juicy, Shay, you I see why. So juicy, Shay, you I see why. She's juicy, Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Shay, you I see why. Juicy.
All right, so as you can see, my hair is a little bit shorter than it was at the end of that installation video, and that's because midway through I wasn't feeling the length, and besides I already have scheduled another hair installation when I'm done with this, and it has to be super long. And so you know what, I was like, let me be free for a little bit, because y'all know I really like to bob it up, and I'm in Alabama, it's hot, okay? So I wanted to just free myself and make it a little bit more lighter for your girl, okay? So first, let's talk about the installation process. I know y'all probably got some questions, and I got some answers, and I'm hoping that I answer everything for you. But if not, y'all know to hit me in the comments, and I will respond as soon as I can. So first, as far as the hair goes, let me show you. Let's see. Let's show you a strand. This is a strand, okay? And this is a smaller strand, so I would probably install this whole. But when they come a little thicker, I split them in half. So basically, all the way through the installation, I split it in half. The only time that I split it more than twice was around my perimeter in the front, because I want my knots to be as small as they can. So the smaller the strand, the smaller the knot, you know. So 3 to 4 times splitting around the perimeter will help, and not just for knotting purposes to save your edges, which y'all know that I don't like really like braid my edges, because I want to keep them, and I wear crochet styles way too much to keep braiding them and putting that pressure on them. So it's rare that you're gonna see me like braiding. Oh, the braiding pattern. So y'all, don't come for me for my braiding patterns, let me tell y'all. So I like this braiding pattern. What happened was I had another hair installed. It was the Free Twist Water Wave hair. So I had installed that, and it's on my Instagram. I didn't make a video for it. Well, I made a video, but I'm probably not going to put it out because I didn't keep the hair in that long, because, child, I don't know. I was tired. I installed the hair, and I started cutting, and it was late, and I cut in. When I woke up this morning, I was like, I don't like this. So like 2-3 days later, when I had time, I took it out and I wore a wig for like another week, and then decided I was gonna, you know, go get some more hair. And I went and got this hair, and I was like, I'm not finna take these braids down. Like, no. So the braids that you see in the video, yeah, they're a little rough, they're a little frizzy because, you know, they're not fresh. Okay, they're not fresh. But the overall pattern, I hope that y'all seen, like the circular in the back, that saved me a lot of time. I really don't do that often. So I think I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But and then small in the front. And I want to say, did I do gotcha braids in the front? I don't know, child. You know what? Y'all seen the installation video. I don't know. Anyway, you want small in the front. The smaller the braids that are in the front, the better it's going to look. And that's pretty much any crochet style except for like if you're doing box braids or twist or locks or something like that, then they kind of have to be a little bit bigger. But as far as individual hair goes, then the smaller up here, the better it's going to look. And then towards the back, don't too much matter. But so anyway, that's why my braids look a little shady, okay? Don't come for me. So yeah, this hair, like I said, all over I split it in half. And then around the perimeter, I split it 3 to 4 times, just depending on where I was. And it's all about, you know, your preference. So as far as the color goes, I have a lot of people asking me about my color combinations. And well, I blend a lot. I don't generally, unless I'm just trying something, I usually use more than 2 colors if I'm going to use a color. Okay, and reason being, to me, it just makes it look a little bit more natural, because when you go and get your hair dyed, like your hair colored or highlighted, you have your base and you have your highlight and you have your low light. That's usually what you have, right? So I want to have the same thing when I'm doing my crochets. So I don't necessarily do like just a 1B and a 30, because you got a base, that's your 1B, and then you got a highlight, that's your 30. And I mean, that's cool for everybody if that's what you want, but I want it to look like I went and got my hair colored in, you know, this the blend. Now, I mean, you can't get exactly like you would if you were going to go, you know, and get your hair colored. But as far as synthetic hair goes, I feel like if you use 3 colors, at least 3 colors, that is going to look a bit more natural as far as the coloring goes. So what I did was, I'm a darker girl. Y'all know I'm chocolate, and I don't do a lot of bright colors. Every now and again I want to, and I might for a little bit, but then I end up taking it out because I work in a professional environment and I don't want people, you know, I don't want to trying to see what I had going on, you know. So the colors that I'm using now, I did not use a 1B. I used a 2 and a 4. Those were my base colors. And I would have just used a 4 if I was just a little bit lighter. Then I probably would have used just a 4 as my base. But because I am, you know, I'm a chocolate girl, I wanted to have some kind of depth, you know. So I used a 2. I used a 4, and then for my highlight, I used a 30, which is, no, this is a 4, a 30, and then my low light was a 33. So I'm out of the 2, so I don't have the 2, but this is the 4, the 30, and the 33 together. So it gives you this color. And I used more, what I did was in the back, I used a lot more of the 2 and the 4. And then it's like I did, the bottom was all 2. And then I went up to the top and I started doing 2 and 4. And then when I made my way to the middle and around like this area here, I was doing the 4, the 2, the 4, and the 33. And then when I got to the top, I did the 2, the 4, the 33, and the 30. Okay, so it just kind of got a little bit lighter as it work this way up to the crown. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, and I usually don't talk about my color pattern, but everybody's been asking me about it this whole week. So, and like, what color is it? So I wanted to make sure I touched on that for y'all. And if you have any more questions about that, just hit me in the comments. Knotting goes, I knotted this hair 2 to 3 times because it is really silky. Kima has a rough texture, but it's still silky in its own way, so therefore the knots do tend to slip sometimes. So what I do is the hairspray method. So I knot it 2 to 3 times, and then you'll see in the installation, well, y'all saw in the installation video that I use these little clippies to like clip and like push. And this technique is also on Crochet Braids tips and tricks video that I did earlier this year, so go check that out. Matter of fact, I'll try to link it up in the top. Now, it might not be right here right now because I'm gonna be honest, I'm too lazy to just go through this whole video to find this section right here to put that up there. So child, it'll be at the end, okay? So you're done with that, it'll be up in the end, so y'all can go check that out. But that's the hairspray method. It gives you in more detail about that hair. So like I said, I used a little like clips and secured the knot, and then I took hairspray and sprayed it along the knots. The hairspray really doesn't matter too much. I prefer Pantene Pro V's Flexi Hold hairspray, but I was out of that, so I used the Got to Be Glued hairspray, which is something I just wanted to try because everybody was raving about. But side note, I don't really care for it. I don't know if I ain't using it right. So if y'all got some tips on how you do that, hit me in the comments, because we all need to learn from each other, okay? Let's help each other out, because I don't know if I'm missing something. But anyway, so I use that to secure the knot. I let it dry on its own. I just move on, you know, and continue crocheting my hair. And then when it's dry, I take it off and, you know, stick it on the next new row and move on from there. And then that helps it to lock in place, because eventually knots lock on their own in time, but you just got to keep them secured until they, you know, frizz up a little bit and kink up and lock together. So that's what I do. The hairspray keeps it in place long enough for them to lock. So I've had much success for that. I've had much success with that. Y'all, I'm so tongue-tied, y'all. I'm so sorry. My daughter aggravated me earlier this morning, so if I'm off this morning, please forgive your girl, okay? Struggles of a YouTube mom. But anyway, that brings me to the next part, which you guys were like, what? She's finna brush this hair? Yup. I brushed it. I combed it out. I never thought to do that. I've wore this hair several times before, and I've even installed it on a couple of friends, and I never once brushed it. But I had one of you guys, one of the family members, y'all had came up under the tips and tricks video. Y'all had come underneath that and asked, you know, do you brush this hair? Because you guys seen me brush the ocean wave hair before I cut it. And I was like, you know, I've not ever done that, but seems to me like it might make it big. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try it next time I wear the ripple deep hair, just to see, you know. And then if it went wrong, you know, save yourself, sis, you know, don't do it. So I took the risk, and I ended up liking it, and I'm gonna continue to do that whenever I wear this hair. So yeah, I did brush it, and it helps, like, it helps before you cut it, you know, like, it makes it less choppy, because when you're brushing it out, you're breaking up the curl, and they're beginning to be individual strands instead of whole strands of curl, if that makes sense. So when you're cutting it, it's just gonna give it like a smoother finish to me. I mean, what do you guys think? I think it definitely made a difference in the cut. Like, I really do. And you see it came back, the curl came back. You know, I just took the weight off of it, and I sprayed my hair, which, side note, and I'm not plugging this, y'all, I'm just having to tell y'all, I haven't seen these things. I was using like the regular old spray bottles, you know, like the cosmetic spray bottles, and they were all well and good, but for some reason they kept breaking on me. I don't know if I'm heavy-handed, if this finger is muscular or something, I don't know, but it just they kept breaking. And so I threw them away a while back, and I was like, if I ever see one of those continuous misters, as they call it, I'm gonna get me one, because I see people talk about it and rave about it. And I finally got me one. I got it at Sally's, y'all. This thing here, this is bomb. Like, this is bomb. Like, I got 2 of them, and it's bomb, y'all. It's bomb. Real talk. So anyway, what I do is, like I said, y'all see me cut it or whatever. I brushed it and I cut it. And then as I cut it, the curl was already coming back. And then to get everything else back, I took my handy dandy mister here and just went down and just kind of floofed it around, and the curl popped right back. No questions asked, no concern whatsoever. So it's safe, sis. Go ahead, do it. So the hair, as far as frizzing goes, y'all know I like to live dangerously, right? So yeah, it's probably not as cute as it could be. No lie, like as far as the frizz goes, because for your nighttime routine, what you should be doing is like getting like the top section, for instance. Get the top section and then split it and then like twist it and do like twist, like when you twist and twist, 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 like that. That's how you should be doing, like on all of the hair, right? And if it don't stay, it should stay. If you brush your hair out before you cut it, then it's going to be stretched at the bottom already, so it should stay. But if you cut it and it's blocky, I know that it won't stay, so you have to secure it with a rubber band. So like if you do that and do that all over your head and then put your hair in a bonnet, then your hair's not going to frizz that easily, and it'll last longer. But y'all know, see how they already kind of made it pop back a little better, and it just did it for half a second, right? But yeah, y'all know me. Y'all know I ain't finna do that. Y'all know I like to live life on the edge. I like to live a little dangerously. So yeah, like the first night I think I put a shower cap on. I don't know why. I knew I wasn't gonna do it again. But so yeah, no shower cap, no bonnet. I take it and I put it in a pineapple and I take my butt to sleep. So as far as products goes, the only thing that I put on it so far is some all natural coconut oil, and that's not really necessary, but sometimes this hair does tend to dull out just a bit, especially if you're not using a bonnet or a silk pillowcase or something. It can get to be a little dry looking. So like to bring the shine back, that's what I do. I just put a little bit in my hand and just kind of go all over it, and that works fine. And I've only done it once, and it's been a week since I installed the hair, so I have no complaints. My first week's impressions, like I said, yes, it frizzed a little bit, but that's because I didn't do it right. But I feel like if you do the nighttime routine, then you should be fine. Now, this is by no means a low maintenance style. So if this is your first time considering doing crochets, whether it's installing it for someone else or if you're wearing it for yourself, this is not the one I would suggest for you. It's a great style. It's gorgeous, and I still say anybody can do their crochets, but this hair is, you know, like it's still, like, as far as matting in the back, it's going to mat. You just have to take care of it. It's not like a get up and go hair, okay? If you want to, go for it, but just know, go into the mindset just like you would with Kima Ocean Wave. This hair is not low maintenance. I'm gonna have to do something to it every day, okay? Me, when I get up in the morning, I'll brush it out if it's too frizzy, and then I'll mist it with my water, and if it's too dull, I'll put some coconut oil on it. But there's hairs out there that I put in a bun, kept it up for a week, and took it back down and did like this, and mama was straight, okay? I was good. So there's definitely better options out there for beginners. This is just not one. But if you're, you know, intermediate or an expert or whatever, then yeah, this is a good hair to try. I like it. I enjoy the curl pattern. It's not too hot, especially now that I've cut it. Let me show you the length. See, it's kind of layered in the back. I just wanted some just free falling curls. So it's really light. It's not hot, and it's hot in Alabama. And I will say it does hold up like under rain, because like I was outside and it was raining and I was at work in the courtyard or whatever, it was raining, and I walked to the door or whatever, and I was at work, so I didn't have anything to put on it or to really to dry it off or anything, and it still snapped right back. So it's straight. I enjoy it. I always do enjoy Kima's hair most of the time. So yeah, I think that's it, everybody. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do. It's Shay Love Hair, and I'm also on Snapchat. It's under Shay Love Hair, and you join us on Facebook. That is We Love Hair, and let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you check out my other videos. Thank you so much for coming by and chatting with your girl. And I think that's it. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Peace and blessings.